This is a presentation about the reasons for recycling in North Carolina. The current situation we are in is not a good one. The environment has been degraded by our litter, and the once beautiful oceans, rivers, and forests are now losing their natural beauty. This is detrimental to not only the animals who live here, but also the people who have to live in and look at all of the garbage laying around. Why should you have to worry about the state of our environment? According to Austin Downs, garbage that is not properly handled can cause diseases. Some of these diseases include asthma, cancer, COPD, and some birth-related issues such as birth defects, lower birth rates, and even preterm delivery. This is not the only way our personal health is affected by pollution. The ocean accumulates pollution from solid and food waste. Food that is thrown near an ocean or river introduces an excess of nitrogen and phosphorus for the surrounding water, which in turn creates algal blooms. The excess of algae kills any living organisms in the water. Solid waste that ends up in our ocean also has a tendency to kill fish, as the fish cannot determine the difference between trash and food. Even if you don't live near an ocean or a lake, all trash that can be touched by rain is affected by runoff. Runoff drags anything in its path towards its destination. This means that hazardous waste products can end up in the ocean, even if they are miles away from any bodies of water. The aquatic animals being killed by our pollution results in less food for us. People whose diets rely mostly on seafood are affected by this and may eventually have to change their diets. Based off the points I've made, you may be wondering why throwing garbage away isn't just as effective as recycling. One example of waste that it is necessary to recycle is electronic waste, or e-waste. E-waste contains metals that are both precious and may become rare. In order to collect these materials, it's necessary to destroy the terrain. Recycling metals only requires sorting, then melting down the materials. Considering that the process for recycling is easy and does not harm the environment to any large extent, recycling is better in this case. Another reason recycling is better than throwing out our waste is because landfills degrade the quality of life for the ones who live around them. As stated earlier in the video, many diseases can be caused by being around trash. Not to mention, the air around landfills has extremely low quality, and it just smells. It's not very fair that some people have to tolerate this lifestyle simply because they live near a landfill. In the long run, we will run out of space to put our garbage. By recycling, we can reduce the amount of garbage that goes into our landfills, which will also extend the amount of time we can use our landfills for. Recycling will also extend the amount of time we have access to our own natural resources. If we continue to throw them away with no thought, then we will run out of materials. When sustaining such a large population long term, this is something to take into consideration. After hearing all of this information, you may be concerned about how this issue can be resolved. One of the ways you can help is by recycling your household waste. If you're about to throw away something that can be recycled, think about what can be done with that waste. It can be put to new use, and in the process, reduce the destruction of North Carolina's beautiful environment. Another way you can help is by volunteering to clean the mess we've made. If we get the garbage off the streets, it will be much more beautiful and much healthier for us to live in. The best way to help this situation is to simply reduce the amount of trash your household produces. Reducing your waste output will stop the problem at a much lower level and will be more effective than any other methods listed in this video. If you can produce less waste, then there is less that needs to be recycled in the first place. In the long run, recycling is detrimental to our well-being as the human race. We must do something to prevent our situation from getting any worse. And it can start with you.